Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Sleeping? Do you want to come forward a bit so we don't have all these rows with empty, please? Pues veniros para adelante y así las filas de delante están un poquito más llenas y no nos sentimos solos aquí en el escenario. Gracias. Thank you very much for all being here. Welcome to our ICCA student session. So I hope this session is really interesting for you. I hope you really make questions. Do you all understand me speaking in English? Yes, good. Who said no? You. Out. OK, so this session is for you. So you are the ones who have to be interested in making questions, in understanding what we're saying. And if you don't understand, say, excuse me, what is this? What is that? Because this is for you. But when you stop studying, when you finish, or even when you're studying, how can you find somewhere to work and where to work after studying? OK, so I think this could be really, really useful for you. So just the first thing, I'm going to give you a quick information about ICCA, what ICCA is. OK, so just let you know that this is an international association where you have all the sectors of our industry. OK, we're more than 1,000 members from 90 countries. And you're so lucky that you have some of the members sitting here to speak about their jobs today. So, in which sectors is our association divided in? Some of you might not know which sectors are in the events industry. So this is a bit of a really fast introduction. But we do have destination marketing sectors. These would be convention bureaus or tourism national office boards. Meeting support sectors, this would be caterings, AVs, all the companies that are doing things for the sector, OK? Transport sector, you all know what this is. Airplanes, transport. Meeting management sectors, this is events agencies, PCOs. Do you know what a PCO is? Yes, no? OK, you will know in a while. And then venue sectors, all spaces where you can do conventions, exhibitions, or any type of event. And what do? We do different congresses, we do meetings, and we have a special database with all information about our clients, that these are the associations, OK? But the really important thing that we have in our association is the networking we make between us. So this is why, how can we help you? We have 3 of our friends, or ICCA members, friends and family, that they're sitting here with us, and they're going to start explaining what they do in their day-to-day. When we finish, they'll have around 7 minutes each to speak, and after that, you can ask questions, OK? You can ask really, really difficult questions or easy ones, but things like, how can I work with you? OK? But you have to be active. This is for you, OK? So remember that. So first of all, I'm going to present you to Leticia, and she can start speaking and letting you know. Big applause for Leticia.
So I am sales manager at Bilbao Exhibition Center. What I do in my daily job is handling all the rental spaces of my venue, okay, for any agency interested in making an event in Bilbao, okay? So mainly if you would be interested in working in a venue, okay, well, Karina explained you more or less the type of sectors that we have inside ICCA. So mainly you have to understand that first of all, when somebody is interested in doing an event, they are going to search a good destination, okay? So this is why there are convention bureaus, okay, or office tourism boards, and they help you showing you what you can have in the city, okay? Mainly they are going to let you know which kind of airport connections you have, okay? Because it's very important if you make a big event in your city that you are able to bring everybody to your city, okay? So they give you information about airport, they give you information about the hotels that we have, the 3, 4, 5-star hotels and so on. They are going to give you information about the venues where you can make your congress and so on. One of the venues that we have in Bilbao, it's us, the exhibition center, but you also have Congress Palace or other type of singular venues, okay? And, well, they can give you also information about where to do the social part of the event. So after the Congress, it's very important to do networking, okay? So there are all these social events, gala dinners and so on, and they are also going to provide you with information. And this is the first place where you could start working, okay? So a convention bureau is a really beautiful place to work. Actually, I was working there before, and but well, now I am going to talk as a venue representative, okay? Karina is also venue representative from Fira Valencia, okay? And well, mainly how our venues works is we have our own events and we have third-party events. So the own events are the events that are always in our calendar, okay? So they are every year, we have more or less the same. So we conceptualize the event, and what we search is for exhibitors to sell square meters in our exhibitions, and on the other side, visitors, okay? So mainly this is what the Department of Own Event does. And me, I am in the guest events department, and well, as I said, I sell all the spaces that we have at Bilbao Exhibition Center. So I don't know if we should...
How did you started working in the convention center or in the venue?
Well, what I wanted to let you know today, it was just my personal experience, okay? I studied foreign trade after studying Slavic philology and translation, just because I always loved the international environment, but I was really not very sure what I wanted to do as I was 18. So after, I don't know, maybe 8 years of working in the industrial sector. I am Basque, so in the Basque country we have a lot of big industries, and it's not very easy to work in tourism, no? And after 8 years of working, I decided that this was not really what I wanted to do. So I decided to make a stop. I went 7 months to South America with my backpacking alone, just to think about what really mattered to me, in what I was good, where I really enjoyed working. And I decided that every time I had been very happy was when I was in places like in the one we are right now. For me, it's magic. What happens here is because when people get together, the synergies start, the business is created, and as I was always working in sales, I had to go to many congresses, meetings, exhibitions, no? And then I said, like, when I am more happy is when I come to these places, and I think I am good at it, and I think I am good in selling. So then I decided to start from the very bottom. I studied in Hostelea, a master's degree in events protocol and MICE industry. As I was 33, 34 years old, for me it was super hard because I was working in automotive sector. I was in charge for the German market. I had a very good job, and started from the very bottom, because in our country it's not very easy to try to find another way, no? Even you have shown your skills, it's not very easy to say, okay, I'm going to change because I think this, what I have been doing as I was 20-something, is not really what I want to do, so I'm going to change my path. Pues I think that in our country it's not very easy, and sometimes you have to start from the very beginning. And as I was 33, 34, I started working in the morning in the convention bureau 5 hours, and in an event agency 5 hours in the afternoon. Because everybody told me, no, es que you do not have experience in that. And I was like, come on, I have a lot of skills, you know me, so let me work in the MICE industry. So no, I had to start from the very bottom. So I studied the master, as I told you, in Australia. While I was working and in charge for the German, the Finnish, and the Swedish market, I was studying in Madrid, going every Monday. So it was a crazy time. It was a lot of hard work. But now I am sales responsible at Beck Exhibition Center. I wake up every morning super happy to go to my job. I love what I do. And I really encourage you to work in this industry because it's amazing. So more or less, I have 38 seconds left. So
no problem.
That's
we can pass
my
on.
life.
Thank you, Leticia. That was interesting. Think about what you're going to ask her later, because it's not easy. And she changed from one sector to another. So that is something to take in account as well. And she's saying, I was 33, 34, yeah, when you did it. So, okay, 2 years ago. That was.
No, I already, 4 years I'm already at Bilbao Exhibition Center.
Okay, so our next speaker is Guy. So you can start. You still have 7 minutes, okay? If not, I'll cut you out. And you can start whenever you want with telling them what they can, how can they work with your company? What are you doing?
I'm going to tell a story based on what I just heard, because it's kind of similar to mine. So I'm English, from London. I actually live here. But I worked in the IT industry for about 13 years. I worked for Hewlett-Packard and traveled all around the world, creating, designing, installing big computer systems. And I got really bored of it. It's kind of like technology. It kind of didn't align with me. So I took a year off and bought an old VW camper van. It's called Eric, big yellow thing. It's 39 years old. And we started driving. And we arrived here in Spain. Just driving along, arrived here in Spain. And when I got here, I remembered something from my first day at Hewlett-Packard. It was a long time. I'm older than you guys. It was 1989. And at that day, they did a big event. A really great incentive for new employees. And there was thousands of us. And I'm like, and I said to one of the guys working, like these guys, I said, I love your job. And he turned around and he said, well, you can do this if you want. And it stuck there. So 13 years later, I thought, I'd really like to work in events. And I live up on the hill in Valvidrera, overlooking the city. And there was one company. And what do they do? And it was called Mundo Aventura, the world of adventure. So I thought, well, that's cool. So I'm a big believer you create your future. So I Googled them. I got the phone. I said, I'd like to have a coffee with the CEO, please. And who are you? I mean, I'm Guy. I hardly spoke Spanish. Still hardly speak Spanish, but I got this. I had the coffee with the CEO, and I started working the next day. I became a director of that company, and then a few years later, I left that company to set up another company, and that company was an office for MCI. So MCI is one of the world's largest event management companies. And so MCI now, I was employee 238. I think there's almost 3,000 employees now around the world for MCI. And as I started that company, I got really upset with the amount of plastic and waste and crap that was left over from events. I'd been a Boy Scout. I'd spent a lot of time in nature. I'm a climber. I'm a runner. I'm a mountain biker, skier. Nature to me is where I find my special spaces. And so I went to the CEO and I said, why don't you have a sustainability strategy? And this is 2005, right? I was kind of screaming and shouting. And he got his finger and he turned it back around and he pointed back to me. He went, you're now responsible. So in 2005, I became one of the first sustainability directors in this industry. And I worked for the next kind of 13, 14 years around the world, creating this organization to be a more sustainable organization. And I learned a lot. So in 2018, I left that, took a year off, cycled around the world, kind of rethought about my future, and came back and set up the GDS movement. So the GDS movement today, we work with over 100 cities around the world to help convention bureaus, such as Barcelona or Bilbao, to create and implement sustainability strategies for the meetings and tourism industry. So my team, we're about 16 of us around the world. And so we are there. We have a product called the GDS Index, which is a product to help analyze and benchmark cities. And then we help them consult, implement, create strategies and to implement those strategies. So it could be social strategies, could be environmental, the stuff you just, if some of you were in the session before with Selena, that's the kind of work we do. And I guess why I love my work is because I have a very clear purpose. What is purpose? I think purpose in your career is a very interesting thing to look at. So it's something called Ikigai. There's a method from Japan, and it makes you think about what are you good at? Imagine that as a circle. I'm good at this. What can you earn money from? Another circle over here. Important. What do you love to do? Your passions. And what we get paid for. So if you join those together, and then where they interconnect can be your purpose. Yeah? I'm an engineer. I understand technical things. So I'm good at sustainability. I love working with people. I love empowering and passioning and guiding people from something to another thing. There's a market opportunity for people like me and people like you to lead on sustainability. And there's a need because the world's going to shit, really, isn't it, at the moment? So we need to kind of rethink about what we're doing. So have a think about what your purpose is and where you're going for your future. Because we need a lot of people like you to be stepping up and helping the older folk out here get their act together and becoming more sustainable in terms of the way they organize their events. And I will stop.
Thank you very much. Okay. So